Okay, so my goodness, trying to set up a multiple cam uh, video here is a little bit of a pain. So I'm going to show you guys what I figured out to do to fix the problem I had with the GoPro Naked from Flywoo. I showed you guys in a previous video how like the first time I plugged the power into the back of this, we'll show this view here since that should be a lot better. I broke it off from the back of the board. So Flywoo sent me a picture of another way that you can do this, and that's basically to just take your black and red power leads and just solder it right on the back of the actual board here. So, and on the back of the board you'll see it says positive, negative, and shows one other thing. I think that's for the remote, the yellow. You don't need the yellow. This Flywoo Explorer came pre-wired from Flywoo with this lead here coming out already soldered into the stack. I'm going to pull that apart for you guys too to show how they wired that, because it's working perfectly fine for me. I have seen some other videos where people said that possibly something was wired wrong, but it works perfect for me. So basically my connector is now here in the middle, and so if I decide to unconnect the Naked, I can easily grab both sides of this and, you know, real gently work these apart. But the biggest thing is I can now access the SD card without unplugging the power. To be able to take this out of the mount, previously you would have to undo this when it was hooked into this part of the board. You'd have to undo it to be able to get it to slide out to be able to even access the card. So now the card is very easily accessed. Keep this little protector on here so I don't scratch my screen. But the card is very easily accessed by just, you know, sliding it out of the mount here. The power leads no longer get in the way because there's plenty of room in between. So it's all hooked up, ready to go. And all I have to do is slide it out, flip it over. And I took this little bottom lid they had on. Andy RC was showing us, I think it was Andy RC, their tolerance was off and it was jamming. The TPU here was putting pressure against the bottom side of the SD card. And I think it would have eventually have damaged that SD card. So I just trimmed this down a little bit, cut that lid off. And just like Andy RC said, that when this is in the mount, it's protected by the bottom of the mount here. So there was really no need for that little flap to be on there. So, but yeah, basically that's what I did. Now to do that, you got to undo quite a few screws. You pop this little piece of TPU off here. This pops off, and then you have to unscrew all 4 of these screws here that you can see. I don't think you need to unscrew this one. I think those there, this top piece will pop off, and then there's 4 or 5 more screws that are screwing the board underneath there to this actual gray, this whole gray case. You have to take those out too. And then you can access the back, because this little cutout here, at least with my skills, I wasn't confident enough to solder just in that little square. If you guys are good enough to do that, then you can save yourself a whole lot of trouble in taking the whole GoPro Naked apart. But I don't consider myself very I'm getting better, but I've never been really good at electronics, so especially small electronics. I was able to take the whole thing apart and put it back together, and it works great. I've really been enjoying flying this thing. So I will, I'm going to take this TPU mount for the GoPro off and try to take, let me get this back over here. I'm going to try to take a little bit of some of this stuff off so that we can see in there, and I'm going to do some videoing of how they wired to this stack. So hopefully that, mine, like I said, mine came already wired because I ended up getting the Flywoo Explorer and the GP7 Naked at the exact same time. They went ahead and wired the Explorer for me with this lead coming out to plug into the Naked. So that was really cool. So I didn't have to do any of that, but I'll try to take it apart enough to be able to show you guys the way that Flywoo soldered it into the stack. And of course, you know, don't blame me if something burns up. This is the way that I received it from Flywoo, and I've had no problems at all. So hopefully that'll help you guys out. So I will video this hookup to the stack here in a second and add it in. Okay, so hello again. I figured I would just do this real time. I guess I can always speed it up if it takes me forever, but we'll try to get to this and see if I can video how the power lead is wired to the stack for the GoPro Naked to have power. I broke this TPU mount. I've got 2 or 3 more coming in. I think 3 more, plus a ND filter for the GoPro Naked, all coming in. Man, but Flywoo is so slow in getting stuff over here. It takes forever. Hopefully you guys can see. I know probably the close-up's going to be a little dark. If I can turn on another. That one doesn't really help too much. Does not want to let that last one go. It must be free spinning in there. Or maybe it's just really long. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. Oh, that's good. Sweet. I think that will allow us to see it. It does. So, alrighty. See if we can zoom in on that. Right there. So that is how they've wired it in. Oh. Anyways, hopefully that showed you guys a little bit more how the Flywoo is set up, and we'll be able to help some of you guys that have to wire it yourself. Alrighty, YouTube. This is Up North FPV Over and out.